Welcome to the Dice Tower Chat. I am Roy. I'm hosting this one, and today I have with me Ambie Valdes. What's going on, Ambie?
Hi. I just put my kids to bed, and now I'm here.
Listen, we are down to the wire on this one, so I'm super excited to have you on. I've been like, hey, Ambie, when are you going to come on my podcast? And she's like, I just had 2 babies. So,
Yeah, but now you're not live anymore on the podcast, so...
So you wanted to come on this because you knew this was going to be live. So I see how this is.
Well, no, I could come on the podcast sometime.
Sweet. But yeah, so this is the Dice Tower Chat. So basically this is just us casually chatting, having a good time with all of you all. We're trying to do these on the Dice Tower basically every night at 9 p.m. So make sure to check those out. That's Eastern time. But yeah, just hit us up with questions and we'll answer questions. We'll hang out with you all and just have a good time. We've got lots of awesome people in the chat already. Oh my goodness. Yay, on time tonight. Hype. Yeah, it's awesome. I know a lot of people like want to catch these live, which is always fun. We've had a pretty good crowd each time, so it's been awesome. So yeah, just hit us up with questions too. It should be fun. How have things been going for you, Ambie? I'm sure things are crazy.
Yeah, well, things aren't much different than just having twins, because I've been like home anyway.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, I'm just still home taking care of them for most of the time.
The real question is, have they started playing Go Away Monster yet? No, I'm just kidding.
No. They can pick up
if their
things
hand,
now,
if they can grab things, then they're good enough to grab things out of the bag. Throw them on the tile.
Yeah.
Oh no, Kevin, you got a monster.
Yeah, they can't talk yet, or they wouldn't be able to like know where to place the things either.
Yeah. It's there's a certain age you have to get to. I remember playing with my son when he was like 2, but my daughter was 1. I guess you still have a little ways to go for that. But I would just hold the bag up. She'd put her hand in the bag and just grab like 5 pieces. You know, the rules are very loose when you're first starting.
Yeah.
So, but it was still fun. Awesome. So first question here from Nathan: who likes Space Base? I like Space Base.
I haven't played it, so I have no opinion on it.
Have you played Machikoro?
Yes.
It's kind of similar to that you're like rolling dice each turn, but this one like the dice rolls that other people roll can give you like resources and things like that, and you're trying to min-max your board so that you can get points and things, you know, space type stuff. Awesome. So Dan says, hello, Ambie and Roy. Which of you 2 is the Cylon? I think the Cylon is in the chat, and it's Crystal. Crystal is definitely the Cylon. Everybody knows Crystal's always the Cylon. Right, Ambie? Crystal's the Cylon, right?
Right.
I'm just waiting for her to yell in chat and be mad. So.
I was a human the last time I played BSG.
Have we actually played together?
No, we
I know
haven't
I've
played
played
together,
with Crystal
no.
a ton of times, but I haven't played, I don't think, directly with you. I always say that the Cylon team is the easy team. So if you win as a human, it's definitely hardcore.
I don't think we won. I don't remember, but yeah, most of the time I played like the first 3 times I played, I think I was always a Cylon. And the first time I played, I didn't really know like how to be a Cylon. and I didn't want to look at like what the Cylon stuff did, so I didn't like turn into a Cylon or reveal as a Cylon. So we lost, I think.
Really?
Or did we lose? I think we lost.
I've played the Cylon before, and you just kind of like, I'm like, okay, I know I'm a Cylon, I'm going to play exactly like a human. I'm going to do everything as a human. And then it's like, oh no, like if we lose this mission, we're going to lose the game. No, we can't lose this mission. Oh, guys, I got this. I'm going to put in everything I have to keep us alive. And you just do everything you can to just tank it. I may or may have not done that in a game with Crystal and Sam before.
I think I heard about that.
And then we went around the table and everybody's like, are you a Cylon? Oh, no, you're not a Cylon. Are you a Cylon? Oh, you're not a Cylon. Wait, I'm a Cylon. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know. But yeah, Crystal says she's never the Cylon, but she was bragging about being the Cylon, her Impala, on the cruise and just wrecking everybody. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ah. Oh, then she said, except on the cruise. Exactly.
I'm never the Cylon except when I am.
Ellen's making things weird up in here.
Hmm?
Ellen says, Ambie simply has a beautiful smile. She's always complimenting, like, my wife's eyes. She's complimenting your smile. Like, what's going on, Ellen? She's just always, all the time. Come on. I love how this became a BSG chat right now, says Melissa.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. So have you been able to do much gaming? I know you've done some streams with Crystal.
Yeah. So that's most of the gaming I've been doing. I haven't been able to do that much gaming. First, when, like, before our kids were a couple months old, or maybe like up until 3 or 4 months, they napped a lot more during the day. And then Toby, my husband, was also on paternity leave, and so we were home all the time. And we played some games then during the nap time. But recently, they've been awake more during the day, and so I have to, like, hang out, or I get to play with them, and so gaming time is minimized.
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a lot harder when you have kids. Like, even now, it's like, it's hard to have a whole bunch of people over because you have kids running around and being distracting all the time. But it's definitely fun, especially when you get to eventually pull out some cute little hobby games or simple things. It's like, yay! You have to enjoy those young years while you can, you know?
Yeah, we already have a bunch of kid games because we play them with our nephews and nieces. Well, yeah, mostly nephews. We don't have that many nieces, but...
Let's see. Roy, have you played any 18xx games? I don't think so. I think the closest thing I even played to one, which I know it is not an 18xx game, so don't jump down my throat, but it has stocks and it has trains. I played, what is it, like Irish Gauge or something like that? It's like a really, really, really light game. It's not an 18xx game.
The new one? Irish Gauge? The Capstone games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a really simple stock game. It's really cute and light. But I if I ever played one, I would definitely want to play the one that you guys have talked about, you and Toby, the what is it, like the Fourth Age or something like that? The one set in Middle Earth where you're making trains through Middle Earth. I mean, that would be the only chance of getting me to play an 18xx game is if there's also Hobbit conductors. Are there Hobbit conductors in that game?
Yeah, one of the companies is Hobbit Company. I forget what it's called, but you start out in I think you start in Hobbiton. Yeah, and you're trying to get to Bree. Like that's your destination. Each company has a destination that, like, they get a bonus when they hit that place. So then, like, the elf company is trying to get
that's pretty underachieving, where it's like literally go from Hobbiton to Bree. They're pretty much beside each other. I mean, they're not exactly beside each other, but compared to all of Middle Earth.
Yeah.
There's so many mountains on that map. How do you get over the mountains? You have to make tunnels through them?
The dwarves, I think the dwarves have a special power about the mountains. I forget exactly. It's been a while since I played.
You have to drive a train down through Goblin Town and back out the other side of the Misty Mountains.
And the orcs can just, like, do it for free. So, like, they can go on mountains easily. They can also destroy track. So that's kind of cool.
Let's see.
I haven't read the chat. Okay.
Let's see. Crystal said something here. Roy, what games have you played recently that surprised you, good or bad? So we recently played in the studio the new Fallout Shelter board game from Fantasy Flight. and it's like a little worker placement, and it's kind of based off the video game. And we kind of went into it like, we hope it's good, but extremely low expectations, you know? It's like, this cute little worker placement game, I don't know what this is. But we played it, and it was actually really good. Surprisingly. Like, you start with, like, the main, like, level, and there's a whole bunch of different locations to go to, and there's 3 different types of resources. You can get energy, which helps you build more buildings. You can get food, which helps you get more workers, which are, like, the little Fallout Pip-Boy guys. And then there's also water, which helps you like go out into the wasteland and get more like items and things. And as things go, it has this thing that's very similar to Lords of Waterdeep. You can build like rooms, and you build them on your own level. So when other people go to those rooms, you get to pick a resource of your choice. So you're trying to build really good rooms that maybe you want to go to yourself, but then if other people go, you get a resource for doing it. And every turn, you're rolling a die, and monsters can spawn on different locations, which kind of block those locations from people going there. But then you have a chance to like go there and fight monsters. And you can also go out in the wasteland and get like weapons that help you fight the monsters. And the point of the game is to get happiness. And you get happiness by making certain rooms that give you happiness. Like you can go to certain ones and just spend a bunch of food to get happiness, or different things like that. There's also things like the radio station, which can give you more workers. Or there's things like I guess it's sort of like a bedroom. If you put 2 units in the bedroom, then you get more workers. So, but yeah, it was a really cute game, and it's extremely simple. Like, it's probably even simpler than Lords of Waterdeep. But we were playing it, and we're like, this is good. Why is this so good? And the more we were playing it, we're like, this game doesn't deserve to be this good. Like, we didn't expect it to be good at all, but we all really enjoyed it. And me and Mike are both like, we want to get a copy of this game. And I bet you Z would want it too, because he likes Fallout even more than us. So, but yeah, we all had a blast playing that, and I was surprised that it was actually really good. So, that is a game that I played recently. Let's see. What other questions we got? Everybody's still talking about BSG, where I'm at in the chat at least.
But
I'm trying to go down. Magic elf trains. Exactly. 18 hobbits. Now everybody's talking about the stuff we were talking about.
Oh, April asked if I enjoy Cran Rail games. I haven't played any Cran Rail games, so I don't know yet.
David said, I thought Frosthaven was coming out today. Did they delay it for some reason? I'm not 100% sure. I guess Kickstarter is in an interesting place right now. We'll see how things go as far as like when things come out. I think, did they say it was next week, or maybe it was on Thursday or something like that? I'm not exactly sure. I have an unopened box of Gloomhaven in my closet. So, as soon as I get done playing all of that, I'll get right on Frosthaven.
Wait, so you haven't played Gloomhaven, or have you played someone else's?
I have played it. I played somebody else's copy.
Okay.
But I ended up getting a copy of it. I just haven't had the ability to actually punch it out yet.
It is a lot.
So I know you and Toby were messing around with the Lord of the Rings Mains of Magus, the Journeys in Middle Earth.
Oh, Journeys in Middle Earth.
Have you played much of that at all?
We played it once after birth. This is my time frame.
There's like a timeline.
Yeah. But then we got a new iPad and forgot to back it up. So we don't have. So we're gonna have to start over. But that's okay, because we were only like a few chapters in, I think.
Gotcha.
Or a few.
I think they have like a downloadable scenario now as well, and they're supposed to be coming out with a whole nother big box, which basically has just as much stuff as the other game. And I'm just like,
yeah, I think I saw something about that.
But it has Gandalf and Arwen, and I'm like, how do I not get that? But also, money
and space.
I don't know. Exactly. Yes, and space. I'm definitely. Having moved down to Miami, we have a much tighter. We have like a small little condo, so we don't have nearly as much space for board games. So I have to be very careful about which games I actually decide to keep. So
makes sense.
Let's see. Any other cool questions here? Everybody's talking about their kids running all over the place.
Yeah.
Basically,
Mine
I know
are
how
asleep.
that is. I know. I finally got mine down to sleep too. Nice. David says that he has a copy of Gloomhaven coming in the mail tomorrow. Listen, what you have to do is you have to play Gloomhaven non-stop until you're done, so that way you'll know whether or not you want Frosthaven before that campaign's over. I mean, I'm sure there's only like at least 80 hours worth of content in that box, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Have you played Gloomhaven at all?
Yeah, I've played maybe like 6 times. I'm not sure. We were doing a campaign with our old neighbors and then now he moved to Germany, so we can't really continue that. But it was really tough to schedule.
Oh, for sure. That's the thing about all these campaign games. They just keep coming out with more and more campaign games, and it's like I really like the idea of a campaign game, but schedules and being a responsible adult makes it really hard to play a campaign game.
Also, Gloomhaven takes a long time to set up, and our neighbor was the one that owned it. So he would bring it over, and then we'd have to set it up and play. And then then the night's over because it was in the evening that we would play. So, but some of my friends, they would play as like a couple, and they just leave it set up. And so that sounds like it worked a lot better.
Yeah, that kind of has to be the way you have to do it, I guess, because the setup and tear down, I'm sure, takes a while. And man, it's just so hard to get the gang back together to play those games. I only played the first few scenarios and stuff like that, and it felt very grindy. I'm like, man, I wish I was leveling up faster and doing more things faster. And people say that it ramps up a little more as the game goes along.
I think I was like level 3 or 4, so.
Gotcha. I don't know. I feel like we were only like level 2 or something when I was playing. Gil asked, are you guys excited about Ankh from Simon?
I don't know much about it.
Yeah, it is the 3rd game in Eric Lang's trilogy of Blood Rage, Rising Sun, and now Ankh. So I'm guessing it's going to be a area control game with giant miniatures on the board and beating each other up. I really like Blood Rage. I thought Rising Sun was good. When it first came out, I was like, I like Rising Sun a lot. But as time has gone on, I still just like Blood Rage better. And I'm sure I will be all excited about Ankh, but I really want to see how it plays as well. So, I don't know. There's a ton of these area controls. I'm not big on
area control, so
yeah,
that's not my type of game.
I know. I figured just about as much.
I played Blood Rage once. It was okay, but not like something I'm super excited for.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Now they're like, responsible adult, ? Who's a responsible adult? Have you seen Sleeping Gods? That is the Ryan Lockett game. This is kind of like this is a third sort of it's not really a trilogy, but he had
Above and
Below, then Near and Far, and this is kind of like following after Near and Far, but is like an adventure game where there's, I guess, great old ones and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, I tried playing Above and Below once, and like I expected it to be more story than what it was, so I was disappointed in it, and then I haven't played it again.
So you didn't play Near and Far at all, or?
Well, I tried to play Near and Far at a convention, but like we were reading through the rule book and couldn't figure out how to play fast enough because we had to get somewhere in like an hour, and so
yeah, I think it probably takes a little bit more than an hour to play.
So didn't get a full play of that.
I like both the games, but I agree. I wish that it had a little bit more story. Like Near and Far has story in it, and there's like a way, because like it has just little storybooks that you put out on the board, and as you're exploring, you can go around to the different places and read the different story pieces. But I really wish like there's a mod where you can, or it's actually in the rule book. It's like if you want to, you can put extra storybooks out on the board so you get even more story. And I'm like, yes, every time. Every time, give me more story. But I really like games like that. I don't know, just the cool little choose your own adventure and snippets and stuff like that. I've had arguments with Mike DeLisio because he's like, I don't think board games can do story well, and I'm like, no, but I like it. It's fun. So yeah, it's all good. Let's see. Let's see. Kabuki Kid says Empires of the Void 2 is the unsung excellent game from Ryan Lockett. His sci-fi art is better than his fantasy art, if you ask me. I really want to play Empires of the Void 2 because it's supposed to be kind of like his spacey 4X type game, but I never have, which makes me sad.
I don't know anything about it.
Gosh,
I don't know any games now.
It's a Ryan Lockett
That's
space game.
Okay.
I know most of these are old, Ambie. Come on.
Okay, 2018 is not that old.
In board game years, that's ancient.
Yeah, in board game years, it's ancient, but for me, it doesn't seem that old.
Come on, you can't be as bad as Joe Stedman or whatever. He hasn't played games in like almost a decade, and we're trying to explain games to him and stuff, and it's been very interesting. Like, I had to explain to him what the term evergreen meant for a board game. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's kind of like, a game that just continues to sell on and on. Like, it's just funny to explain all these different terms. Now everybody's just talking about Ryan Lockett games, apparently. Kabuki Kid says she loves games with paragraph books. Agents of Smersh is an underrated for that. I haven't played Agents of Smersh, but I played a ton of Tales of the Arabian Nights.
Yeah, I like Tales of the Arabian Nights. And Agents of Smersh has been on my want-to-play list for a long time because I've heard that it has a paragraph book too, but I haven't played it.
Michael West asked, favorite ice cream?
I like, what is it called? Mint Moose Tracks, I think. It's like at my store. So it's like a mint chocolate chip, but mixed with Moose Tracks, which is like has the peanut butter cups and like chocolate fudge things in there.
I really like
that.
Rocky Road if it's just like boxed ice cream, but if it's like ice cream from like a specialty shop, it's normally just like whatever looks really good. I don't know. I just pick something and try something different, because there's like when we went to Origins, there's a place called Ginny's Ice Cream or whatever. And they have all sorts of crazy ice cream there. And me and Z may have gone multiple times during the trip. So, you can't just have one.
Yeah.
Favorite gimmicks in games? Is there anything you can think of that's a gimmick in a game?
I just watched the Tom and Rado thing where they talked about this. So what was I thinking? Well, they already mentioned everything that I was thinking. So I was thinking the sand timers in Kitchen Rush. Oh, yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty cool, actually, because it makes sense.
I like when people try to think outside the box for games designs. I mean, if it's just a gimmick that doesn't actually add anything to the game, then that's kind of lame.
Yeah,
but
if that's not my favorite. Yeah.
if there's things that are like thematic and make sense, I think it's really cool. Like there's tons of different gimmicks that have been great in games, but I always think it's fun. Like, I guess some people would think that like the puzzle apps in Mansions of Madness, that's just a gimmick because it's like silly little puzzles from app games. But I'm like, I love it. I don't know why.
They're fun.
Just sliding puzzles. Let's see, which one do I want to do? Ambie, I think this one's for you. Are your tattoos board game related?
I don't have tattoos.
So the answer is no.
No. Or yes. I mean, it could be yes.
Yeah, none of my tattoos are board game related. I think I got basically all of my tattoos before I was super into board games in general. Even though like the one on my arm is like a or like a big old water dragon crushing a Viking ship, and I'm like, it's my Blood Rage tattoo, but I got it years before Blood Rage was designed, so whatever.
So you were the inspiration for Blood Rage.
Yeah, exactly. Eric Lang, you owe me royalties on Blood Rage. I will take my 5%. Just kidding. Let's see. Now everybody's talking about ice cream.
Now I want ice cream.
I know, right? Listen, you can't bring up ice cream, Jordan, and not bring any ice cream to the table. Tom was going on and on this morning. Apparently they had a ice cream like social thing planned at his church, but it got canceled. Of course.
Yeah.
But he said somebody else was going to buy the ice cream. He just has all the toppings. So he just has like he has like everything. He was going on. He was going on and on and on this morning about all the toppings he had in his refrigerator and in his house for ice cream. And jokingly, after he had gotten through saying all of them, I was like, well, what's your top 10? And so then he went through all of his top 10 of it again. It was fun. We actually, but yeah. Crystal asks, favorite pizza topping? Somehow we're just all stuck on food here. Everybody in chat is hungry.
Well, I haven't had dinner yet, so pizza for me. Well, I like sausage, mushroom, and olive.
That's actually pretty good. I think my favorite's Italian sausage if I had to pick just one. But yeah, I'll agree. I concur. I like black olives on pizza. And mushrooms are good too, even though people might not necessarily agree. I get supreme pizzas a lot, but it's whatever.
Yeah, me too.
So, good stuff. What game got us into the hobby? We can start with you, Ambie. What game got you into the hobby?
So it kind of depends what like the hobby means, because I played games when I was little, and then
Monopoly Junior got you into the hobby.
I don't think we ever had Monopoly Junior. But like we had Stratego and Hero Quest. We played D&D, and we played like Monopoly, Clue, other things. But when I was in college, we played Dominion a bunch, and then I also played Tichu. But I wasn't like in the hobby then. Those were other people's games, and I was playing them. And then after college, I guess I started getting into the hobby with Toby, and we played Dominion together. So maybe Dominion. But then we also, like, the first game that we kind of got was Arkham Horror, which Toby got for his birthday.
Gotcha.
And then that was like when we started getting super into actually buying games and like researching games.
That's awesome. Yeah, I grew up playing lots of games. Like my dad played a lot of war games back in the day. And I mean, of course, grew up playing all the same like mass market games everybody else did. I really enjoyed Stratego just because you could pick where you wanted all the different stuff, and the strategies were kind of cool in that. I played that a ton with my brother. But my dad got us into playing Gamma World, which was a role-playing game, like post-apocalyptic role-playing game where you're all mutants with crazy powers. It was very silly and tongue-in-cheek, but as a kid that was fun. And then we played like Dune, and I played a lot of other stuff. I played like the Pokemon card game and Redemption, which was a collectible card game. And then we started playing like Killer Bunnies and Flux and Munchkin and Bang and Carcassonne and Settlers of Catan, but none of those like made me be a hobby board gamer. I went off playing like Magic the Gathering and D&D for like a long time, and then some people from my D&D group showed me Battlestar Galactica. Like we had a D&D game weekend. We were gonna play D&D and Pathfinder like all weekend, but they also had Battlestar Galactica there, and they taught me Battlestar Galactica. I had never seen the show or anything like that, and for some reason, like playing that game, I was like, wait, a board game can be cooperative, sort of like with a traitor thing, and the whole like trying to stab people in the back and be sneaky. And for some reason, seeing a game do that, I got really interested in board games, and I feel like Battlestar Galactica is the game that made me sell off my Magic cards and like dig into the board gaming hobby. But this was like way later. I mean, I played games through my whole childhood, but like in the board game hobby, I'd say it's Battlestar Galactica.
Cool.
So, not to bring it back to BSG because they'll talk about that for another who knows how long. Favorite game to play with kids. Michael said he played My Little Side tonight, and it's totally awesome.
Cool.
So what's your favorite game to play? I know you've played with your nephews and stuff like that.
Yeah, it depends on the age.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, my nephews are 4 now. So it was like, I've been playing Go Away Monster with them when they were like 2 or 3. And then I haven't played games with them in a while. So it's been mostly that they really like Go Away Monster. First Orchard also. But I think Go Away Monster is my favorite for like the first game, and then haven't gotten around to having favorites of older kids yet.
Yeah, for sure. When my kids were young, we played a ton of Go Away Monster. And I mean, it's almost more of an activity than a game, but it teaches kids how to like take turns and share pieces with each other a little bit. So it's
trade.
And trade. It's a cute little game. But one of the games that's been really good, and me and Dan actually talked about this a lot on a podcast that I guess is not coming out until next week. So it happened in the past, but it's coming out in the future. Podcasting is weird. But Concept Kids is a great game.
Ooh, yeah.
It's basically just like Concept, but just animals. And it's just a board that's set up just for helping identify animals. And it's got all sorts of cool spaces like, is it a herbivore or a carnivore? Is it big or small? Does it have feathers or scales? What colors is it? What's its habitat that it lives in? And the fact that kids can like come into that game and jump out of that game, and like it's so simple that even kids can kind of like identify the different pieces of their animal or like how the animal acts, and it helps kids learn animals as well. We like that one too. I've had a ton of success with that game for kids.
Yeah, we got that and played it with our kid's friend last year or a couple years ago. I don't remember. Whenever we got it. And then she liked it so much and she borrowed it, the kid. And then she brought it with her friends and like taught them how to play and played with them. That's awesome. Yeah, really cool.
And Haba has so many great kids games that I think are just fun to play with kids. I mean, my daughter loves Unicorn Glitter Luck, and we've played Rhino Hero a ton, and then there's Monza. There's just so many of them that are just fun, and they're always coming out with more of those. We recently had a lot of fun with Slide Quest. I don't know if you've played that one.
Yeah, it was too much dexterity for the kids
that we
played with, so...
Playing with the kids makes it like on super hard mode for the adults.
Yeah.
And eventually you have to be like, all right, well, that's the end of the game because we just wrecking everything now. So,
yeah.
But half of playing with your kids is just like, don't be upset with them. Like if they decide that they're done playing, like it's cool. We can go do something else, or like they can be aloof sometimes. Like they'll just run off and go do whatever. But, I wouldn't rush kids into playing anything they're not quite ready with. I mean, you always see these kids are like, my kid's playing Agricola, like, oh my goodness, like, and they're 5, and you're just like, you can let them have a childhood, Like, there's so many cool games that you can play with them while they're young that you're not really going to be able to play with them when they're older. So, let them play things on their level.
Yeah, and there's so many good kids games now. Like, when I was a kid, I don't think there were that many good kids games, and my parents would play, like, they would make rules that work for kids for older games. Like, they had Pictionary, and before I could read, they would, like, give me pictures of things, and then I could draw it. So then I could play it with them. But,
that's awesome.
they didn't have My favorite game when I was a kid was the Little Mermaid game, which is not a good game. It's it's based on the Little Mermaid because that was my favorite movie. But you basically spin a thing and then go around, and you can't lose. You just go until Ariel goes up to the top and becomes a human.
I never would have guessed you would like Disney games, Never. In a million years, That's awesome, though. Yeah, I bet you my daughter would love any of those, like, princessy type games, because,
I played it again when I was 10, and I was like, oh, this is such a boring game. Why did I like it?
I mean, you have a lot higher tolerance when you're a kid for just random whatever. It's more of a toy than a game, almost,
Yeah.
So, let's see. What's next? Favorite board game component ever? A component? Why is my mind drawing a blank?
When we do this on Favorite Game Friday, I answered the Gears and Sulkin, because that's all I could think of.
Man. I don't know. Favorite board game component, if there was a single component. I don't know. I like custom dice, but it's hard to like pick this single custom die is my favorite. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Who knows? That was a tough one. That's a tough one. Let's see. Have a lot of Favorite Game Friday contributors gone on to do more for the Dice Tower? I think so. Just depends. There's a lot of people that have done Favorite Game Friday that have done all sorts of awesome stuff. I've had so many people come on Favorite Game Friday, and Ambie's like Ambie's been on Favorite Game Friday more than I have, and I run the thing. She's even ran it before, so Ambie's like Favorite Game Friday OG.
I was so sad when I missed it the one week. the week
I don't remember
gave
that.
birth.
It didn't happen. If Ambie wasn't there, then it didn't happen.
It's because I was busy giving birth the day that I usually submit it.
Yeah. But it's been crazy because I've had so many people on the show that have come through Favorite Game Friday and gone to do their own board game media thing, or come like to be more a part of the Dice Tower. Because I mean, when he started Favorite Game Friday, it was just an Instagram thing.
Yeah,
it wasn't even on the Dice Tower, and it was just on Instagram. And I know I've just had so many people like, because I mean, even like I know Mandy used to do it like forever ago with her her lunchtime crew. That was kind of fun back in the day. And Crystal and Ambie had been on. And I miss Netters being on, which was a lot of fun for a long time. There's been so many amazing people that have come and done Favorite Game Friday. And I think it's kind of cool because it's like the most simple thing you can do, like for board game content. It's like, listen, say the name of the game. You don't even I don't even make people hold the game up. It's kind of like, just say the name of the game, whatever it is for that week. And there's a lot of people that are like, cool, if I can be comfortable enough to do that, and be like, okay, I'm on camera and I'm on this thing, then maybe they're like, okay, well, now I'd like to say more about games. Maybe I can make my own content and start doing a review, or maybe I can start making a segment for Board Game Breakfast, or maybe I can start making my own podcast, or making who knows what, you know. But it was definitely fun. It's been a fun ride, and it's been crazy. That's like, what, like 4.5 years or something now?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, so yeah, there's actually quite a few people that have come through Favorite Game Friday to do all sorts of board game media, not just with the Dice Tower. So that's fun. Crystal asks, which decade's music do you like the most and why? 90s pop punk. I don't know. I still listen to a lot of like, I don't know, I guess it's late 90s, early 2000s. Pop punk emo music. I don't know. I think everybody kind of like listens to the music that they were listening to in their late teens, and they always identify with that for like the rest of their lives, it seems like.
Maybe I wasn't listening to much music in my late teens.
Were you too busy moving
Yeah.
Rubik's cubes?
That is what I did in class. But I guess 90s Disney, Alan Menken. But yeah, I still Disney music.
I think Disney
But
music is a
I
solid
like Disney
genre.
music now too.
Yeah, there's just all sorts of stuff. How did you like Frozen 2, the soundtrack?
I liked it.
My
I
wife
like
keeps
those songs.
singing it all the time. It's just like,
Yeah. I have a parody written for one of the songs already, but I haven't had time to sing it.
that seems pretty easy to make happen. Like exploring a new board game into the unknown. Like, come on, it writes
That's not what
itself.
it's about.
There you go. See, it writes itself. Let's see. Everybody, food. What's up with this food stuff? I'm trying to find an actual question. Michael says he's late to the party. Hello, Epic Gaming Night and Ambie. It's funny they call it Epic Gaming Night. What's your favorite Twilight Zone episode? I don't know that I have a favorite Twilight Zone episode. I watched a lot more X-Files than I ever did Twilight Zone. I used to watch.
I didn't really watch either of those, so.
It's pretty fun. I remember back when X-Files was on TV all the time, and we used to always like come home and watch it as a family, which seems kind of strange. But we used to watch X-Files all the time, back when it was on TV. But I know that the Tower of Terror in Disney is Twilight Zone themed.
Yeah. Is the one in Florida still Twilight Zone? Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
because the one
other
in
one got switched to
California,
Guardians of the
got
Galaxy.
switched. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah, that would be cool too.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the Tower of Terror.
Jordan asks, Roy, have you met Florida Man yet? I'm pretty sure all the Florida Man stories are about Tom Vassell, aren't they? Tom lives a wild life. I mean, if there's ever the hatted Florida Man, you know it's Tom. Michael says, Roy, obviously theme is your thing. Have you ever considered a highly thematic Euro, like Escape Plan or On Mars? Have you played any of those like big Lacerda games?
I've played the older ones. I haven't played the new, like I haven't played Escape Planner on Mars yet. They're new. I played
Which did you play, like the
Kanban.
Gallerist or?
I played the Gallerist. I played Vinos, the old one, and CO2 once each. And Kanban and the Gallerist I played more than once. I like Kanban. That's one of my favorite games.
I would try it, I guess, and see how thematic it actually is. But
Feels
yeah.
thematic.
I mean, I hope so. It might be cool. I mean, On Mars would be fun to try just because I enjoy that sort of theme. And it has to be better than Terraforming Mars, right? I'm just kidding. I like Terraforming Mars.
But he designs with like theme first, I think. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're pretty thematic. It's just a lot of rules, a lot of mechanisms
Gotcha.
like, going together.
If there was somebody that could solidly teach me the game, then I'd be in. Mm-hmm. Crystal's going like with the old school questions. If a movie was made about your life, what actor or actress would you want to have play you?
I don't know. Are there any actors or actresses that are like me?
Chris Pratt, obviously. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Lea Salonga. She's a voice actress. That counts, right?
Michael Alicio. Roy, if someone wanted to have a cool dice guy backdrop behind them as they hosted daily chat, how would they go about doing that? Asking for a friend. So this is what you call a green screen. Ambie is actually seeing it in green. Everybody else just
Yep.
sees a whole bunch of dice animals. And this is green right here. And if I do like this, I disappear. I'm gone. Okay. And Ambie's like, you look.
See what that looks like.
Ambie's like, you look ridiculous putting a green cloth over your head. But everybody else saw me disappear.
Well, I have the YouTube on in the background, so I just have to wait a little bit for it to show that.
There you go. But yeah, so I just have the green screen, and it's well lit enough that you can, like, Mike, why are you asking me questions about how this program works? We're not at work right now.
He's gonna do it tomorrow, right? Or when is he up?
I don't know. But wait, is it tomorrow?
Well,
Maybe it's tomorrow.
I don't know. I'm just making up a day.
Tom did it yesterday,
Sometime
right? So then it was me. We're like rotating. It's like
I don't know her.
Maybe it's Z
Oh,
next.
then maybe 2 days.
I think it's Tom again. I don't know. We mix it up. This is insane. Okay, Zachary asks, if you had enough money to do it, which board game company would you want to buy and own? Listen, if we're just going anybody, and you're just like company in general, I'll just say, Asmodee, parts replacement, back on!
Yeah.
We're going parts replacement. Like, listen, I guarantee you I can do a better job of PR. I guarantee it. I know it's hard to run a company. I know you got to have that overhead, and you got to, like, figure out how to make it profitable. But you can, I mean, they're selling games, so I'm pretty sure you can be profitable, but also make people happy. You know, there's that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd actually want to run a company.
No, you just own it. You own it.
Just own it. Okay.
The way it works is if you own a company, then you just tell people what to do.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Or like Asmodee, just because that means I have a lot of money. Or Hasbro.
You could actually make some awesome looking 18xx games. Ooh, Wizards of the Coast. That would be interesting. Well, which is Hasbro, but yeah, you know. Anyway, let's see. Nice. Where are we at? No, I do not have a green screen just to hide all the bodies. Come on, family friendly. Everybody does just as much talking about the things as they do the questions. Let me just look for the ones with the question mark. That one is not actually a question. I'm pretty far behind at this point, so I'm like starting to slowly catch up as I'm scrolling through all the conversation. Wow. I guess we're entertaining and everybody had thoughtful things to say. Because they're talking a lot. That's like the same thing. We could do this again. Favorite game accessory as opposed to component.
Oh. Well, component is what comes with the game, and an accessory would be...
Add.
Yeah, something you add, so it's different. I don't know what an accessory is, though.
Mind blocked. I think some really good inserts are awesome. They're normally like really expensive, but if you have like an awesome like insert, like game trays. Game tray stuff normally comes with the games, but there's a whole bunch of like Meeple Realty and like all these other companies that make really cool different accessories for games. And when you get them all put together, they're like actually really nice.
I have the Meeple Realty one for Arkwright, although I haven't played it. I think I've only played it once since I got the insert. I should play it again.
A guy sent Tom a whole bunch of pieces for Marvel Champions, the new LCG from Fantasy Flight, and they were like all these really nice like acrylic laser engraved pieces, but they were all like very thematic. Like they were like really cool hit point counters and really cool tokens that like some of the tokens were actually like specific to the scenarios, and they just looked ridiculously nice. And there were like stands that you could actually put the villains and stuff in. That's probably like one of the nicest accessories I've ever seen for a game.
Nice.
Tom had me do a little video for one of the board game breakfasts on it, and I'm like, man, these are awesome. I really wanted to take it and at least play a game on it, but no, I went to the Dice Tower library. So, hey, next time I actually get to play stuff out of the Dice Tower library, I'm going to pull out that copy of Marvel Champions so I can play with the cool stuff that I had to do a review on that I didn't actually get to play with. But it looks really awesome! And I'm excited about playing with people.
We had a cool laser cut stuff for Twilight Imperium 3rd edition.
Nice.
Because Toby had GM'd a game at our local convention, and then one of the people who came like had a laser cutter and was making stuff for it, and so we gave it to him. And it was like a thing that holds the strategy number cards. I don't remember what everything's called. And then there were also like tokens for each race. I think it would have been cooler if we could color them. So I was thinking of like painting them at some point, but then never got around to it, and we no longer own it. So
yeah.
I
know that, didn't it used to be one of his favorite games forever ago? Yeah,
it was his favorite game before we played 18XX.
Before he decided luck was evil.
Well, he like the dice was always his least favorite part of Twilight Imperium. But he liked the rest of it. So
what was I gonna say? I still remember the game we played. Didn't you win the game that we played of Twilight Imperium with Sam? Where it was like me
of TI4?
Yeah, TI4. Well, was it 4? Yeah, I guess it was 4. Yeah, it was 4.
Yes, I won.
That was awesome because like me and Toby were beside each other and we're just like, listen, man, like we got pretty heated over like, better not take my stuff. I don't know, it was fun. I don't know. I like the negotiation and the unease and fear as a massive army is right beside you. I'm like, listen, I don't care if Ambie wins as long as Toby doesn't win. Poor Toby. I'm sorry, Toby. Forgive me for the things I did like 3 years ago. I don't know how will you be able to answer this if you're up to date on what's coming out, but what is the most exciting forthcoming game? What game coming out are you most excited about?
Does it count if it's already out?
Sure.
Okay, I'm excited for The Crew. I haven't played it yet.
Oh, The Crew is so good. It's very simple and the way it works, but I was saying the other day, I'm not even like huge into trick taking at all. Like it's hard for me to find a trick taking game that I really enjoy, but the fact that this is cooperative and you're all as a group thinking about the best way to share subtle information and figuring out the best way to play the cards, and the difficulty just ramps up and ramps up and ramps up and ramps up. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah. I like trick-taking games, and I like cooperative games, so
I'm sure it'll be really a blast then, because you'll already have an advantage of knowing, like, okay, I need to make this person play this number card. That's kind of basically how that game works.
Cool.
For me, which game am I most excited about? I know there are games I have been excited about that are coming out. I just don't know what they are. I'm kind of excited to get Tsukuyumi Full Moon Down is a game from Grey Fox that is a extremely asymmetrical area control game. Speaking of all those area control games you love. But this one's crazy because there's a million different powers for all sorts of different alien races. So the story is the moon crashed into Earth, but the moon wasn't just the moon. There was a dragon inside the moon, and it was a giant dragon egg. And it makes a lot of sense. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. But the game was really cool. I played it with Sam, and they've come out with a version with miniatures, and I'm excited for when that actually starts shipping out to people, because that game looks really cool. Cool. And now people are talking about all sorts of things.
Yeah.
I can tell I'm far behind in chat when I'm, like, looking at people commenting on the things that I answered, like, forever ago. Oh, Mike is up tomorrow with Liz Davidson, so come back. They're both going to be doing the stream solo by themselves at the same time. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but they're going to make it happen. Have you done much solo gaming at all, Ambie?
Not really. I've done some. I've done Legacy of Dragonholt solo.
Oh yeah.
So like the games, I think I like either like adventure reading games solo or puzzle games solo, which I haven't done that many of. But like they're not a game really. It's like puzzle books. There was one called, I don't remember, but there was like Librarian's Almanac or something. So it's like a book with a bunch of puzzles in it. It's kind of
awesome.
like an escape room, but untimed.
Oh, gotcha.
So, yeah.
I know Van Ryder has all of those books that are kind of like choose your own adventure books, but
I've done a couple of
game
those
at the
too.
same time.
Yeah, so that's what I do for solo gaming.
I really
Or video
enjoyed
games.
Arkham Horror solo, and then I played a lot of the Marvel Champions games. So for some reason, those cooperative LCGs that you can play solo, I enjoy those a lot for whatever reason, just because I enjoy Magic by myself, I guess. I don't know. They're very similar to Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, for me, I just don't really want to set up a board game if I'm like by myself. I just would rather read or play a video game or something most of the time. So then the ones that are like reading are good, like the graphic novel adventures. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. That's why I like a lot of those card games that are easy to like throw on the table and clean right back up. Are so easy for me to do.
Yeah.
And that was me answering Darren's question about solo games before I got to it. Because Darren asked if we play solo games often. There you go. That was precog answering the question. Do you guys also play tabletop RPGs? If so, which ones? I know you talked about playing stuff in the past, right?
Yeah, when I was a kid, we played Dungeons and Dragons.
What age?
I don't remember.
Wow, that long ago.
I don't know. I think when I was like 4 up through like, I don't know, 10 or something. But we would go camping, and my dad was the DM, and I think he did a lot of the upkeep stuff for us. Like I remember, I don't think I rolled dice when I was really little. He would like roll the dice and do all the checks and say what happened, and then I would be like, I want to smash down the door or something. I was a barbarian, and my brother was an elf, some archer or something, or no, I forget. And my mom was a dwarf, and she could do like lock picking and stuff. But yeah, I just
awesome.
remember I would like say what I wanted to do, and then my dad would say what happens, and I think I kept track of how much money I had on my sheet, and I had a little picture that I drew of my character.
That's awesome. Yeah, like I said, my dad played Gamworld with me when I was young, but I think we started around like the age of 11, so we were a little bit older. But yeah, we played the same characters from like the age of like 11, 12 to all the way up to like being 18. Like we had the same characters the whole time. And we had a group of guys from our church group or whatever that would come over and play with us. And we always played. And we had some guys come in and go out or whatever. But me and my brother always had... Well, I had the same character the whole time. My brother's characters kept dying because he kept doing insane stuff. He had his first character had the mutation anti-charisma. So everybody automatically hated him. And it was a real pain because every time we would meet new people, they automatically wanted to attack him, and we'd have to talk people out of it. But the problem is, he would also do things that outside of the game would make us want to attack him because he was just acting so crazy all the time, like pulling weapons on each other's back and doing stuff. I remember one time we found this canister with like a pin or whatever in it, and one of my friends or whatever was like, "Oh, I'll paid my brother's character to like $1 to pull the pin on this thing," and he pulled it and it was a grenade, and so that was one character. Anyway, I guess my dad was not afraid of just letting my brother's character die. That's the real moral of this, because knowing how it is to DM a character now. My dad just let my brother's characters die. That's just messed up.
Teach him a lesson. Exactly,
I guess. Oh, my goodness. But he always came back with a new character that was the same character and even more crazy, you know? So It was fun. It was fun. But then when I got older, I ran D&D groups. I played with a bunch of coworkers in D&D, and then I ran D&D groups at a local game store. And then I started doing like Game Store and stuff at home and stuff like that. And then I started playing Magic more, so it made it harder to get together to play D&D. But it was fun. Definitely lots of role-playing games and stuff, but not anymore because it's hard to get a group together for campaign games. I definitely can't play a role-playing game very easily.
Yeah. As an adult, in college, I played D&D for a little bit. We've got like a few sessions done, but that was also tough. And then as an adult, we've played Cyberpunk 2020 a couple times.
Oh, that's
an old RPG that's cyberpunk themed, but it's a lot more complicated. And it's a lot easier to get hurt and die because it's like more realistic fighting, supposedly. So if you get shot, then you're like almost dead already. So, but it was pretty fun. But like the time commitment and scheduling is
for sure
hard.
So we're getting basically to the end of this. I think we should mix it up and let's do some this or that. Give me and Ambie some 2 things to pick in between, and we'll pick one of them in between the 2 things. So flood the questions flood us with tons of questions for this and that, and we'll try to do a lightning round real quick of all sorts of this or that before we end this thing off. I can't believe it's already been like an hour. Like it was really fast. There was definitely a ton of people asking questions.
There's a lot of chat too, yeah.
I skipped over a ton of questions, but this or that.
Yeah.
2 things. Give it to us. And then Kabuki Kid says, Cyberpunk Classic. They haven't heard me say that, this or that yet. So we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know how much the lag is, but
it's normally like about 30 seconds or so.
Mm-hmm.
I played the versions of D&D. I've played some 3.5. I mostly got into D&D at 4th edition. I know everybody's going to be like, oh no, 4th edition. But 4th edition was very much like a board game and a tabletop miniatures game, sort of. So I enjoyed it.
I think that's the one I played in college, I think.
I like 5th edition better than 4th edition, but back in the day. So lightning or thunder? Lightning.
What? Oh, we both have to answer, huh?
Yeah.
Sure, lightning.
Thor or Captain America?
Thor.
Captain America. Mansions of Madness or Ludo? I don't know what Ludo is, so definitely Mansions of Madness.
I haven't played it, so Mansions of Madness.
Oh, crazy. Horror or comedy?
Comedy. I don't like horror. Or like if I'm thinking about movies, yeah, I don't like.
I like stand-up comedy more than comedy movies, but I like horror too. I don't know. I'm not gonna make a choice. Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Nice, chocolate too. Marvel or DC? Marvel. Come on, why are you taking so long? This is not a hard question. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't really.
Mike's gonna be in the chat like DC.
Watch
DC.
either.
Oh, you don't watch either?
Yeah.
Pink unicorns or purple koalas? I'm going koalas. Because koalas are awesome.
I'll say unicorns because they're mythical.
Outer Rim or Star Wars Outer Rim or Star Wars Rebellion?
I haven't played either of them.
I'm definitely going to go with Star Wars Rebellion because it's kind of like War of the Ring-ish. It's like this giant epic game. Star Wars Outer Rim was fun-ish, but I need to play it again. My first play of it wasn't so great. Bosk or photosynthesis? Tree games. Tree questions.
I haven't played either of those either.
I haven't played either of them either, but...
So I'll say photosynthesis.
I agree. Sunlight. I don't know. Gandalf or the Emperor? How is that even a question?
Gandalf.
Obviously Gandalf. What's wrong with you? Raiders of the... Wait, West Kingdom or North Sea? I think that's like the Garfield games. I haven't played either of them. I feel bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've played like the first one that came out, I think. And I forget what it was called.
Mike Delisio says Scythe or Scythe. I'm going to go with Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. Obviously, Strictly better.
I'll go with Or.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
I agree. Dogs. Dice or cards? Ooh. Custom dice.
Custom. I think cards, because you can play. I like games that are completely just card games better than just dice games. Yeah, cards.
Pants or shorts? Obviously shorts, because this is the way.
Pants.
Me and Sam had this whole thing. We
shorts.
went to Philadelphia, and it was really cold up there. But we're from Florida, and the whole time I wore shorts. The whole time, and everybody up there is like, "What are you doing wearing shorts?" I'm like, "I'm from Florida," and they're like, "That makes no sense." And I'm like, "This is the way," which is, from that Star Wars thing. Lovecraft or superheroes?
Superheroes, I guess. Lovecraft is kind of scary.
I would like to see more superhero games. I don't know. That one's hard. I really enjoy Lovecraft too. I don't know. We'll see. Splendor or
for
Century?
games, I like both. Yeah.
Century.
Splendor or Century. Splendor.
I'm telling him. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry. It's simpler.
Hat or hatless? I mean, obviously.
Hatless.
Who would wear a hat every day? That is crazy. We miss you, Tom. I mean, I saw you this morning, but it's fine. Let's see here. Sci-fi or fantasy?
Ooh, I like both. I guess fantasy.
I'm going to go with fantasy too. All right, we're going to have to close this thing down because I'm pretty sure this will never stop if we don't stop.
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
Oh yeah, they're just still going. If you see a specific one you want to call out, let me know, but
I don't know.
There's like a million of them in there. Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf
Mike
the White?
said that hurts Ambie. Sorry.
Or is better than Scythe. There you go. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks so much for coming on, Ambie. It was a lot of fun having you on, especially because I know you've got a lot going on, being a mother of two awesome twins that are super awesome. So, but yeah, hopefully we'll see everybody else around. Mike is going to be back tomorrow night with Elizabeth Davidson, and it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye.